Hey.
Righty, Brandi, how do you make a tissue dance?
Is that a question I'm supposed to answer? How do you make a tissue dance?
Put a little boogie in it.
Cute.
My kids would love that.
Yes. Oh, awesome. Welcome, Brandi. Brandi is here. We're so delighted to have her. She is the founder of Chez Bébé. Welcome, Brandi. Thank you for being on the show. Tell us, what is Chez Bébé?
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Chez Bébé is a brand of children's bedding and accessories. It is inspired by French style and culture and just the sense of adventure and magic. We are a bedding brand and it's for kids by kids. And the inspiration really is about finding a magical dream space for children at bedtime where they can just feel their ideas and dreams come to life. And if you look at the meaning of Chez Bébé, our translation in French is children's place.
That's awesome. It's really great to see people following their dreams or passions, what's calling them, and diving into like the entrepreneurial space. We deal a lot with that. That's what we're doing, and so many of our guests have done that. One thing I really like to get into is to like see the behind the scenes, I guess. And I'm just really wondering, what is like maybe one of the biggest things, at least right now where you're at, that one of your biggest takeaways or lessons learned about yourself through starting this business and moving forward with it?
Okay, Melanie, I love that question. I feel like I'm learning something new about myself every day. I would just start with I've always been a dreamer and I've always been like an adventurer. And I've always known that, I love bringing ideas to life. I've been creative. And for many years, I've had this entrepreneurial spirit that I've nurtured through, my corporate career because I was doing product development and sourcing, traveling overseas, creating new products for like big retail brands and working with factories and all that stuff. So I feel like I've been able to kind of experience that through my work. In terms of lessons learned, I've really learned what drives me and what I'm good at. So the way that relates to my entrepreneurial journey currently is that starting this brand, I came with like so much experience for how to source, how to develop product. And I was so good at it. I said, I can do this on my own. I can really have the freedom that I want with my family and take the skills that I've learned in corporate and start, this brand, which the starting of it, the sourcing of the product, that came easy. But then the managing the business, the marketing, having an online business, there's so many pieces that, it's hard to realize and understand when, for example, you're working with a big corporation and you have, I had this understanding of what marketing was, what sales was, what packaging was, but it was kind of like there were different teams managing each of these. So for a person, solo to do it on her own was challenging. And I've realized where, I can use support and how to, find my voice in terms of being deliberate about what it is that I want. So having this creative mind where the ideas are like coming a mile a minute and then being able to like be strategic and communicate that to someone who's good at the strategic analytical side to follow it through. I've learned a lot about my communication style, how to stay in like the joy space instead of getting like caught up in the weeds, which is easy to do. So every day it's learning something new and realizing how to stay in this space of joy and keep it in mind, how far I've come. There's always like this journey where, you want to go further, but there's also this level of, I'm excited about where I am and the place that I am right now.
Everything you're saying just speaks to my heart. It's so beautiful. The words that you use just really like reflect how strong-minded and how big your vision is. I love, like when you said, I know that, you're declaring things, and you know, different times you said, I know I'm good at, and one time you even caught yourself and reflected something and saying had to a past experience and a different vision that you had. I can really, really see how you go and you can envision things. And that's so powerful and such a great example to share. And just how you tie everything in. You're keeping that big picture, and you're able to organize everything and still really focus and find that joy. That's absolutely so beautiful. What a great story.
Yeah, it is a great story. And I liked how you said you include your family and everything, because we've had the privilege of meeting Rob and your mum. So shout out to them. They're fantastic.
Yes, I think you're listening. Big support system.
I'm really curious to find out what inspired you to make a bedding line that incorporated, you know, children for children. It just sounds amazing.
Thank you. So I'll go back to, you know, an experience probably around 2016. You know, I have at this point, you know, 3 children, and they are around the ages of like 4, 6. They're all 2 years apart. Maybe they're 2, 4, and 6 at this age. And I am traveling like every 3 months, you know, for, you know, a couple weeks at a time. And when I am home, there's a couple things that I'm needing, right? You know, in our family. One of them, and I'm sure some parents can definitely relate, dealing with potty training and bedwetting. Bedwetters, okay? And my husband and I are up like night after night trying to change wet sheets and dealing with this issue. We can't sleep and looking for a solution. So couldn't find something in the market that I felt like comfortable with having my child sleep on night after night, knowing that I have this expertise in textile. So yes, you have disposable solutions, polyester solutions, things that look like, honestly, that they are, you know, from an institution, right? Because, you know, hospitals, like protecting the beds, they make a lot of noise underneath the child. So I was looking for something reusable, and it didn't exist. So, and I wanted my son not to feel embarrassed by his bedwetting issue, something that he could be comfortable sleeping with. So that created this like vision of what's missing in the market and how can I just solve our problem. So we created what is our, you know, one of our core products, which is the Lily Pad, and it just helps children transition from potty training to having dry nights, you know, with the removable pad that just, you know, sits on the bed. If it gets wet, you pull it off, the sheets are dry. You're not in the middle of the night trying to, you know, find sheets to change the linens or dealing with the cranky child. It's easy, right? So that was one part of our story. The second part was that my daughter, who from a very young age, India, was always very determined. She knew what she wanted. She was very creative in terms of what she wore and what she wanted in her bedroom. And so she would watch infomercials and was really like crazy about some of the, you know, characters. And the quality, again, was an issue because, you know, kind of the way trends work and, you know, mass market, it's really getting kids excited about something, moving on to the next new thing, quality not necessarily meant to last. And I said, India, if you want, you know, bedding, right, we'll do it. Like, mommy will make it for you. Tell me what colors you want. You know, your skin is sensitive. So I had to kind of like share that piece of it. I'm like, you don't want to start itching and breaking out everywhere. So I used that to show her that, you know, it needs to be a certain quality. And also just to reflect, you know, our diversity as well. You know, there weren't a lot of, you know, characters that kind of look like, you know, our family makeup. And so I wanted something that like maybe all children could relate to, that was a little bit more creative than something that was going to be in and out really quickly. So that's how, I guess that's the inspiration. Yeah, I have the children we have certain needs. I have this expertise. And I'm like, if it doesn't exist, I can create it and we can do this as a family. And what better way to create products for children than have input of what children want and need. And then that whole kind of, I think one of our taglines is designs kids love and quality parents appreciate. So, and I love the idea of being able to be free to create, with the kids and develop something, in the market for bedding. If that's if that answers your question. I know it's a little, a little long way around, but yeah, like that's what really excites us. And if I could just add a little bit to that, when I would travel for work, we would go overseas. And there was this one time where I took India and my other older son with me on this trip. And so part of the trip I'm working, the other part of the trip we're traveling. But during that whole process, we are going to get things made and I'm showing them and explaining what I do. And I have them meet some of the people I'm working with. And I'm just like, I would love to be able to, do this on my own time and be able to marry like that love of travel and adventure with my work. So that was another big inspiration piece.
That's incredible. I did not know this, that the product is called the Lily Pad. That is the cutest thing. And I just love that because that's your family name as well. So very cool. Well, Brandi, it's been such a pleasure getting to know you. We met in Sean Croxton's book club, and you've also been in some of my mastermind calls, which has been super awesome. So I know that you're into self-development and always bettering oneself. So I'm curious, what does your morning look like?
Okay, so that's a good question. And this is all about morning routine because Marian, I feel like you have this down. You're so inspiring with it. So for me, there are definitely things that keep me like centered and focused. But then there's also the practical side of things. So I am an early bird. I wake up early. I'm up at usually around 4 something in the morning. Part of it is because, once my house wakes up, like it's very hard to focus. So my morning routine is, coming downstairs to my workspace, around 4 o'clock. Just taking some time to clear my mind. When I'm good, it's, writing out morning pages. So it's just like a brain dump. So the things that I have on my mind, I just kind of write it kind of like based on the artist's way. And then I start really just attacking something on my list so that I can actually spend enough time getting it done. I find that that's a golden time for me from like maybe 4 to 7 to really have a chunk of time to dedicate and focus on like a big thing, that I'm trying to accomplish. Like I would say, in my best idea of how it is when it's perfect, I'm exercising, drinking water, like that's helpful, and reflecting, doing a little bit of meditation. But it doesn't always look the same. So there's like a perfect idea of it, but no matter what, I'm usually up early. So that part is consistent.
That's awesome. 4 a.m. is earlier than me. That's incredible. Awesome. Well, Brandi, where can people find more about Chez Bébé? And do you have anything special happening soon?
Oh, sure. So we have, we're pretty active on Instagram. The way you spell it is, it's Chez Bébé, which is ChezBebe, ny.com is our website. And there you can see, where you can find us on Instagram as well. It's just chezbebe.ny. We do have something really exciting coming up. So when we launched our brand, the collection was based on Paris, which at the time, my kids were going to a French immersion school, and French culture has been like a big piece of, our kind of culture and identity. So India developed like the Paris collection, the robot collection, and there was a lily pad. So now it's time to do a refresh. We're excited to, bring new designs to life. And we really feel strong about like the For Kids by Kids, showing children and involving children. So what we're going to do on February 14th on Valentine's Day, we're launching a dream bedding design contest. So we're offering the opportunity for children ages 4 to 12 to like think about their dream bedding and what it would look like and design into the collection. And as a result of this competition, we will, shortlist 10 designs, and then there will be a final grand prize winner who will get a chance to have their bedding produced and, delivered in their own bedroom. And through the whole process, we'll show like what it takes, to bring these ideas into products. So that's exciting for us right now.
That is super exciting. I know a lot of children ages 4 to 12. So that is really, really exciting. So they can find more information about that on Valentine's Day, February 14th, on your website.
Yes, we'll be on our website. We'll be doing it on Instagram. We really think during this, virtual learning time, it's like something that kids can really jump in and get excited about. So we're hoping to, get a really good response with it.
Absolutely. That'll be super fun. Awesome. Mark your calendars, guys. That'll be a lot of fun for the whole family. So thank you so much, Brandi, for coming on our show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. Yay, I did it.
Yeah, you did it.
It was nerve-wracking to be live, but I thank you guys for, your support. I hope I did a good job for you.
You did so wonderful. Your energy is just beautiful, and the topic, just everything's perfect. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.